Greetings and felicitations.
Okay, here comes the first round.
Boom. And
Jeez, that was just
boom.
unnecessary.
You kidding me? He can't be out of range? What?
Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. You're all with the Happy Way. Back from a nice long weekend, but with a promised 2v2 replay for you. This is Odysseus, as you might have noticed from the thumbnail. These out here are the Warriors of Ithaca. And only the Warriors of Ithaca. This is the entire build. This is the entire Odysseus build for the other team. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna pause it actually. 7, 8, 9, 10 Warriors of Ithaca on this battlefield. He went ahead and he deployed 6 immediately on top of our deployment line, as close as he could get. The other 4 off in the far flank of our deployment line, presuming, of course, that we would deploy up here. Actually, a very intelligent position to take with those 4 units. It would be logical to think that another team might have a player stationed up here, because it is a protective position. But we decided we wanted to play together. Anyway, so yes, Odysseus, player 1 on that team. Player 2 on that team is playing as Agamemnon, and he brought a meme, didn't he? He's trying to hide his heavy chariots with 4 XP chevrons, 4 of them, in the scrubs. If you learn nothing else from watching my channel, please know this. Yes, your chariots have terrible stats in the scrubs. I know that. We all know that. If you've been watching me, you know that. Your melee defense is only 8. Don't put your chariots in the scrubs, dude. But here's the other thing. This unit cannot hide in scrubs. This unit will always be seen. As soon as the battle started, we're like, oh yeah, 4 chariots in the scrubs. And also, oh yeah, Warriors of Ithaca in our face. But anyway, I'll come back to that in a second. The rest of the Mycenaean army, 2 bows of Mycenae. I actually like this pick. These are some of my favorite skirmishers in the game, hands down. However, because he went all in with those 4 reinforced chariots, he didn't have much money for anything else. 2 armored swordsmen with 5 XP each, and Agamemnon on his melee chariot. Odysseus out here in his skirmish chariot. Whew. Alright, now let's talk about our mixed Amazon force. I am playing as Hippolyta's Amazons. My ally here, Cop, is playing as the Penthesileia's Amazons. I'm going to go over his pick first. He did bring an archer skirmisher here on horseback, as did I. So, 3 shielded stone slingers. I had to convince him not to bring the Warriors of Artemis. It was almost about to bring those, and I said, don't bring them. It's a big mistake. 2 Daughters of Ares, 2 Spartoi, 2 mounted skirmishers. These guys have the fear-causing javelin, I think. No, they do not. They just have the regular javelin. A unit of Hippomachoi, which has already taken a little bit of damage from those well-placed Warriors of Ithaca. And then we have another Hippomachoi off in the far flank. My force is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Black Spears. I already have them in spreading charge. I also brought 5 Amazon swordswomen, because I just wanted the extra bodies, the extra speed on the field. I brought an Aristomachoi and a Sirens. And then out on the right, I have a pair of Amazon champions. When I went into this battle, I told my ally, look, I've played against Danny before. He's the Odysseus player. And the last time I played him, he brought nothing but Warriors of Artemis. Be prepared for him to bring nothing but Warriors of Artemis. And sure enough, he didn't let us down. That's why I brought only 2 heavy chariots. I didn't feel like it would have been appropriate to go full heavy chariot spam, which Hippolyta's Amazons can do. You can see there are some trees here that really slow me down. The javelins are coming in at me pretty heavy. This unit gets obliterated because of the hail of javelins. However, this one's going to get in here and really start causing some damage. The Hippomachoi did fall back here. The javelins are going to start showing up to help me out. But yes, so I knew that this was the strategy. I was hoping that both my chariots would do a lot better than this, but I kind of realized after that first charge, I'm going to need to use the second one to better avail. And I was actually really concerned, because seeing 4 heavy chariots on the enemy side, that means I really got to work quickly with my Amazon champions if I'm going to catch value in fighting all of these Warriors of Ithaca. Out here this way, we did get some interesting shots traded with Agamemnon, who actually came after my archer skirmisher hero. We're going to use our heroes to try and cause as much damage as we can to Warriors of Ithaca and the other elite infantry. Here, the Spartoi and Daughters of Ares have come out here to help me get some quick kills on some of these units. As you can see, we've done horrific damage to a lot of these Warriors of Ithaca, but not for lack of damage on our own part. My Amazon champions are already down to half their health. They've already gained about an XP and some change, and 55 kills in that. The Daughters of Ares are halfway to their next XP. Hip and McCoy, you see all these guys who have shown up have really helped my Amazon champions in this thick moment. And then the reinforced chariots charge these infantry in the scrub line, and now they're just getting beat up, and the shielded stone slingers are taking shots at them. Yeah, I mentioned my ally was about to bring Warriors of Artemis, and I had to talk him out of it at the last second. He went and shielded stone slingers instead. Already they're catching a little bit of value here, because the only thing they've been able to shoot at are Warriors of Ithaca and chariots, and these chariots, because they're in the scrubs, they're just getting pulverized. So the extra 4 Warriors of Ithaca have now come downhill. I realize I have to get my chariot out of this mess. I've gone ahead and I pulled my hero up here this way, and as you can see, I've already gotten a ton of damage against this armored swordsman. And it is at about this stage in the battle that the Odysseus player starts calling his ally a noob for bringing a cruddy army and for playing funny. And I immediately jumped to this player's defense, and I said, hey, at least he brought a plan. I was salty when the Ithacan player started making fun of his Mycenaean ally about army picks and about the way they were playing. I felt like I had to say something. I said, no, you do not get to say that about your ally, not when you bring nothing but Warriors of Ithaca. That is just absolutely cheesy, and it deserves to get crushed. Now, he's done a fantastic job of obliterating my ally, right? Like, I even told my ally ahead of this game, leave the Odysseus player to me, I've got him, but the deployment just didn't work out that way. And as you can see, he's taken a ton of casualties. He's trying to catch some value out of these mounted skirmishers. I don't really like this unit, but they have gotten, 15 and 8 kills. They're all right. The Spartoi are out here. This is actually really good. Even though there's only the 2 of them, that Spartoi is telling me where the entire Odysseus army is. The conversation is still going at this point. This player saying, please don't just snipe me to death, and I'm like, nah, we're gonna snipe you to death. I do start moving up some units. I pulled this this heavy chariot here. The reason why I can't highlight the card is because it is currently under the effect of taunt, and my sirens pulled it into the scrubs where we were quickly able to dismantle it. I'm starting to move the rest of my infantry out this way because I realize the rest of the battle is going to be right over here against these Warriors of Ithaca, and it's coming down hard right now. These poor chariots, they keep getting ordered into the tree line, and I will keep killing them as a result. So these sirens have helped me. They've already caught their value by helping me eliminate this reinforced chariot. We've got this reinforced chariot left over here. It's come downfield to chase us, so I move the rest of my medium and light infantry into the scrub line, and I leave my Arista-McCoy out in the open, hoping he'll take the bait, and he does. This is not his greatest moment. I will freely admit that. The shielded stone slingers obliterate one of the chariots on the charge, and they go head first into my heavy infantry, and, well, you know what happens when chariots meet a braced heavy infantry. The shielded stone slingers are probably going to do a little bit of damage to me, but the reinforced chariots quickly lose this engagement. We've shattered this reinforced chariot, so you can see I'm already starting to get my line braced and ready. I have my chariots all the way back over here in case I need to use them again later on. My ally has a Hippobakoi back in reserve. We have tools, and we're ready to use them to obliterate what's left of these Warriors of Ithaca. We are expecting to see them here any moment because Odysseus is moving this way. The Spartoi are gone. We cannot see those Warriors of Ithaca because of their vanguard ability. So, chariots dealt with because we've been pulling pieces of the enemy army towards us time and time again. Oh god, that kill was just unnecessary. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so we've been pulling them forward, been engaging them in battles where we can. We've now moved up our heroes to start sniping out the bows of Mycenae. This is an expensive unit, so it's actually quite valuable for us to both shoot at them. And because there's 2 archer skirmisher heroes on horseback shooting at this really blobbed up formation, you're going to see a lot of dead bowmen really quickly. And actually, yeah, the shielded stone slinger's gotten into range as well, and they're going to start opening up on these 2 bows of Mycenae. This player's saying, please don't snipe me to death, and we're like, nah, you got this hill position, we're gonna fight you. And at this point, I'm also telling Danny over here, who's playing Warriors of Ithaca, it's like, hey, at least your ally has a plan. It's not a good one, but it's still a plan. Anyway, I don't like talking poorly about my opponents. I really don't. And I actually, this player, I got every impression that he is new to the game, the Mycenaean player. And I don't blame him for some of the picks that he made. I wish he had brought more units. I don't think his chariots contributed very much to the battle. But as you can see here, I was willing to let him come downhill and charge my Amazon swordswoman for a chance to fight Agamemnon. And I've gotten Odysseus heavily damaged here. I'm actually trying to taunt him with the sirens, but I can't quite get the sirens close enough to do it. So I'm actually going to leave my archer skirmisher hero with Aristei activated to chase Odysseus and break his chariot and pretty much take him out for the rest of the fight. The Amazon swordsmen have come downhill now at this point. The Warriors of Ithaca, he's left his healthy ones on the far right, and he's moving his unhealthy ones towards the scrub line, where I'm guessing where he anticipates my troops are, because he can't really see mine. I can't see his troops yet. It's mostly just a waiting game at this point while we finish off his ally, which he refused to support. Now, he was blaming his ally for playing like a noob. I'm actually going to put the blame for my city getting singled out like this solely on him. The Ithacan player here had the infantry of this battle. This is a really great development on his part. He knows where my troops are at this point, so he's going to come at them from two directions. This is just Amazon swordswomen, though. We're talking about 900 points just between these two, and this is, what, 3, 4, 7,000 points worth of Warriors of Ithaca? It's absurd. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, choose to engage. I'm going to charge in with some of these units. I'm going to try and flank around, get around to the sides of others. We're tying them down just long enough so that we can finish fighting the rest of this out. As you can see here, we've already broken Agamemnon's chariot. He's now swarmed by Amazon swordswomen. Cheap sword infantry is a great tool to fight a hero with, by the way, because it'll tie them down. They may actually lose after a while, and if they start to rout, they'll never regroup if you have a fast enough sword unit with them. So as you can see out here, more kills coming from the mounted skirmishers. They actually are catching value. They've actually earned a XP chevron at this point. I'm bringing my sirens back because they're not going to catch Odysseus. My hero, however, is going to catch Odysseus. He's done a really good job. He's been microing this hero a lot to make sure that he doesn't get shot. And I've pretty much left my hero out here in fire and forget mode, and I don't come back to him until much, much later. So I can see I'm bringing my chariots back into this fight. My sirens are starting to get back into this fight. Agamemnon's on the run, so I leave one of my swords to chase him. I'm using my Huntress's javelins to cause fear effects down here. And it's out at this point. It looks like, I believe, since he got himself stuck in the scrub line... Oh, nope. Trees block the bushes block that arrow. We're not quite at the point where he can knock him off this chariot. He's doing a really good job of staying alive. He's dodged almost every arrow that I fired at him. The rest of the battle, though, as you can see, is going pretty well. Mycenae's almost wrapped up. My infantry does get mostly beat out here. Mostly, but as you can see, I've also gotten some key victories, and in particular, that fresh Hippopokoi is now back in the battle. Finally, my archer skirmisher hero has broken Odysseus's chariot. He's going to try and hide in the scrub line. I'm at this point, I'm like, well, you're all the way out here. The rest of the battle is out this way. I'm just going to leave. I actually run away from him. Now that I've knocked him off his chariot, I'm not even that intimidated by him. He does have abilities that he can only use when he's off the chariot, but the rest of the battle is pretty much won at this stage. Even these black spears, who are really, really hurt, are having, they're doing okay against this warrior of Ithaca. They're not going to win, but look at this. It's the Hippopokoi, the fresh Hippopokoi, that's going to be the real MVP of these late stages. That warrior of Ithaca does chase off my black spear. These Spartoi are going to get killed by this warrior of Ithaca. No big deal. Hippopokoi are going to get away from the two warriors of Ithaca. With my last arrow spent on Odysseus, time to leave him alone. My javelins, my huntresses, are doing the work against the armored swordsmen, which, as you can see, I actually sirens lured them, and now they're routing, so I don't need to worry about them as much anymore. There's another shattered unit. The Mycenaean player is out of this battle completely at this point. Nothing left but the really, really hampered and haggard and tired of killing cheap Amazon women. Look at them. They're just exhausted. They're hurt. Their sword arms are tired from hacking away all of these Amazon swordswomen and black spears, and I still have units that have regrouped. And yes, it is at this stage that my ally and I are like, so how do we want to finish him off? We kind of knew it was coming. It was a great battle to participate in. It was even better to win. There's every once in a while you'll have a game where you're playing against someone and you're just like, God, I can't lose to this. I can't lose to this. And I could have gone super cheesy with it. I could have brought the exact counter pick to the Warriors of Ithaca spam, but I chose not to. I chose to play a real army. And I had choice words for this guy in the chat. I was like, hey, look, you know, you've got to... You can't talk smack of other players if all you're gonna do is spam one good unit. I just don't think it's very sporting. And Hippobakoi getting into the back end of these last two Warriors of Ithaca, and my Huntress's javelins are now pouring in. It doesn't matter that it's just a measly Amazon swordswomen. As you can see, the Warriors of Ithaca are getting beat up. And it looks like the Hippobakoi have taken a ton of damage. Where is the unit? There. Oh, yep, it's charging another Warrior of Ithaca. Went all the way across the battlefield to bail out another one of my Amazon swordswomen. I just brought chaff, you know? I brought a lot of chaff that has a lot of speed because I felt like I was going to want the maneuverability in my infantry a lot more than the hitting power of the Black Spears, even though I did bring a hefty portion of Black Spears. And the Sirens, in particular, were also very useful. Odysseus is over here. He's come back to the battle, but no point. I removed him from the fight maybe 7 minutes ago. Anyway, I want to know what your thoughts are. I really do, and I do want you to comment in the chat, because this is technically a conversation about multiplayer etiquette. And it is a 2v2, so a lot of the rules are, like, already off the table. Like, you can pretty much do whatever you want in a 2v2. But, first of all, this isn't a ladder. This isn't competitive gameplay. Why go after your teammate? Why go after your teammate in a for fun 2v2, you know? Also, you're hard to take seriously if your entire force is just one unit spammed again and again and again. Oh, it's my best unit. I'm gonna spam click this unit into my army, and I've spent all my funds. Okay, I'm ready to fight now. It's hard to take you seriously. And it was clear he wanted to be taken seriously with how he was going after his teammate. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Let's go ahead and look at some in-battle statistics. By the way, if you made it this far in my video, thank you. Please consider subscribing. I'm on a goal right now. I'm on that push towards 1,000. I've got like 130-ish left to go. Please subscribe. Awesome. Cool. So you're Cop 922, bringing Penthesileia's Amazons. Unfortunate that the Daughters of Ares didn't pick up XP chevrons, but they did deal critical damage that was needed for these Warriors of Ithaca. Shielded Stoneslingers, one of them did pick up an XP chevron. The Hippobakoi totaling about 100 kills. 100 kills total with the two of them, one of them getting XP. Both of the mounted skirmishers gained XP, so hey, maybe I'm wrong about them. I just don't like them so much. I think the mounted huntresses more because they at least have fear-causing javelins, which is actually, that's a pretty versatile unit if you think about it. It's got the mobility of a horse, and it dishes out the fear-causing javelins. The Spartoi are, you know, the MVPs of this army, 82 kills, 46 kills. In my army, single-digit kills for all of my Amazon swordswomen. They did not have a good target to fight. If there was, I don't know, cheap, cheap skirmishers on the battlefield, they would have been good for that. If my opponent, especially Ithaca, had brought javelin throwers, the Amazon swordswomen would have been great for it. They're cheap. They got like 48 to 50 speed, somewhere in that vicinity. But as you can see here, my Black Spears, even though it looked like they were getting their butts kicked, I picked up 4 XP. And, you know, double-digit kills. Some of them getting more than, more than half of my Black Spearmen getting more than 50 kills against Warriors of Ithaca. Not an easy feat. 22 kills on my kills on my Aristobakoi, partially on chariots, which is very nice. Huntresses, they contributed to this battle significantly. This Amazon champion is the only unit that did not really seriously contribute, but this one with 89 Warriors of Ithaca kills gave it 2 XP chevrons. done and dusted. By the way, if you ever face Danny Teku and he's bringing Ithaca, play Hippolyta's Amazons and play only Chariots. He earns it. He deserves it. Speaking of the Warriors of Ithaca, I can't tell you which ones were involved where, but this one got 161. Oh, 170 kills. Cool. I wonder if he bought any of this XP. He probably didn't. He probably earned that XP. And let's look at his ally, Mikhail XSK, who probably was new to the game, like Danny Teku was proclaiming him to be loudly. 107 kills for his Armored Swordman, 41. 24 and 2 kills with Boza Mycenae. Poor Boza Mycenae, just, I like this unit, but the rest of the army wasn't significant enough to support their contribution. 2 kills, 41 kills, 8 kills, 20 kills across his chariots. Better luck next time. I hope you're watching my stuff now, Michael. You didn't deserve your ally. He didn't deserve you. I should say. He didn't deserve you. And I hope you're watching now, and maybe you'll learn something about army builds. Mycenae has some of my favorite units in the game. Anyway, that's it. Long-winded, but I hope you enjoy this video. Stay tuned, because the day this comes out, I have access to the Rome remaster. I can't put videos out yet. I can't put videos out yet, but I have it, and I'm probably playing it as you are watching this. Anyway, ta-ta. I love you all. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.